New message. The message. Alright. Are you seeing this? The Android can actually send messages. How do you feel? Thanks to Seeley, I'm fine now. Thank goodness, I've already given the orders to Silvermane guards to immediately lift the blockade between the overworld and the underworld, and some people in the underworld should have already received the notice. After closing for more than a decade, the Cable Stay car station should finally be reopening. If you don't mind, I would like you to come to the overworld for my succession ceremony. We wouldn't miss it for the gags. See you there. Standard pants.
That's our Branya, quick as a flash.
She certainly moves a lot faster than some people I know.
If you haven't got anything nice to say right now, zip it.
You tell him.
Is there anything interesting here? I doubt it.
You made it. I thought you were about to miss out on a moment of history.
No way. After all our hard work, how could we miss out on the final celebration, right?
Oh, guys. Smell of freedom's in the air.
I smell it too. For Oleg and I, not to mention the other adults, reopening the passageway means rediscovering old ways of living. Return to normality. Survival is no longer the top of the agenda. But for the children who were born into this era, who grew up in this isolation, this will be a new life altogether. Once you've tasted freedom, it's difficult to accept a life of separation and isolation. Those of us whose childhoods were marred by tragedy, we must strive to do better for the next generation. I'm sorry. Here I am talking your ear off again. If you have time, talk to the folks here. Every one of them will tell you about their excitement. Then when you're ready, let's go home.
Oh.
Finally, I can get back to supervising the cable cars. I thought I'd spend the rest of my life in those mines. Ah, it's you, the Liberators of the Underworld. You're the first passengers we've had since being sealed off. It'll be my honor to get you to the surface in one piece.
Does this thing have a good safety record?
Relax. In all my 20 years on the job, there were only ever... Anyway, none of them were serious.
It's fine with me.
So, ready to climb aboard?
Yes. It's like time to take the kids out.
Brothers, sisters, ladies, gentlemen, boys and girls of all ages, gather round. The cable car passenger service is about to restart.
Whoa! Look at the big blue ceiling.
That's not a ceiling, Hook. That's the sky.
So this is the overworld? The air here smells different.
Less rust and geomarrow particles floating around. Take a deep breath, children. This is what freedom tastes like. I never thought I'd live to see the administrative district again. All those years. We've been through a lot, Natasha.
You're right, Oleg. It's funny. The moment I boarded the cable car, my mind was filled with everything I wanted to do on the surface. But now, I just want to sit down, zone out, and watch the people coming and going. And let the day just pass me by.
Enjoy the peace and quiet, Natasha. We earned it.
It's Japard! Is he here to meet us?
He's...
No. Have you been? Have you left Bellabog yet? About to leave. Think. No harm in asking. Chief. It's something I'd like your help with. So I've only been back on the Overworld for a while, my seat is not even warmed up yet, and those Silvermane guards are rushing to get me to be their advisor. We've just finished that thing about the Stellaron, and these impatient fools are already trying to launch a counter-offensive at the Fragmentum. But if we're talking about the Fragmentum, I think only you lot can claim expertise. It's my home. Another fight? Kind. If you're planning to join the offense, go and look for a liaison officer named William at the Silvermane Guard restricted zone. The Fragmentum they wanted to clear is called the Corridor of Fading Echoes. Quite a chilling name, isn't it? But I'm guessing it'll be easy as pie for you.
still on duty.
Welcome back to the Administrative District, Trailblazers.
Trailblazers. First time anyone's called us that on this planet.
The architects think it's only right that we should address you properly. Outsiders is hardly fitting anymore. Please allow me to apologize again for what happened in the restricted zone. You were only trying to help. I should have trusted Serval's judgment. You are excellent fighters. I'd love to have you provide training for the guards, but I know you have places to be. Lady Bronya's inaugural address will begin soon. She asked me to pass on her invitation to you.
Uh-huh. That's sooner than I expected. Is she well enough to...
Not really. But Lady Bronya insisted on delivering the speech as soon as possible. She wants the people to understand what happened. The address will be held at Everwinter Monument. I hope the three of you can find time to attend.
There are. What was this? The leather suitcase has a vintage design with a layer upon layer of dust piling up on top of it. Typically seeing such luggage at a transportation station is nothing unusual, so it can be said that this suitcase's lonely presence still falls within the realm of what is considered normal, even though it is still somewhat out of the ordinary. After all, no traveller would ever throw away their prized luggage on the roadside like that, at least not for that long. And if there were somehow the case, oh pun, then the person who left their stuff behind must be habitually forgetful and unbelievably rich. Or, moreover, this forgetful or rich traveller apparently left something quite extraordinary inside the suitcase. If you press your ears against it and have listened, you can hear a sound that goes like, oh. Literally, I was about to say. If you see it, report it. It appears to be some kind of mechanized device knocking a sound with each passing second. Calm, soothing. But wait, having this thing here is problematic. The suspicious suitcase making ticking sound in the transport station this busy. Gosh, that's terrible. Stop right there. You know what that means? I'm sure you know. Maybe it's a valuable gold watch? Just hold on for a sec. It's not just watches that could be ticking. What about bombs and explosive devices? We better be sure of it, lest it kills us all. Fortunately, you are calmer than what your words suggest, and you haven't reached into that alluring suitcase. And unfortunately, we still don't have a single clue about whether it's a bomb or just some kind of timepiece. Either way, we've got to open the suitcase to know what's inside, but that sounds a little dishonest. In other words, to do something that goes against social ethics would cost you a praise of high morals, not to mention a guilt you'd have to endure. The look you get from others, the warrant from your arrest by the Silvermane guards, and so on. Or you could just turn a blind eye to all of this, turn around and leave this place, pretending everything you just witnessed has never ever happened in the first place. But of course, you still have to pray this potential bomb is not going to risk public safety. YOLO. So, were you ever blessed with the praise of high morals? Of course I have. Hey. In this grand universe, moral standards are materialized into physical form. Thumbs up approvals aren't a rare sight to behold. What matters is that you are recognized. Karmic will. If high morals were a real person, they'll probably be frowning so hard at you right now. But one thing at a time, you'll have nothing to worry about when you consume a praise of high morals to open a suspicious suitcase, so go ahead. You finally locate the source of the ticking sound in a rather empty suitcase. It turned out to be a precious gold watch. The moniker Wallace is engraved on the watch, along with the line, "Should this item come into your possession, kindly contact Wallace Cambridge Limestein." Oh, that's a boy. Your act of kindness should be handsomely recompensed. This watch seems destined to be here at this very moment, as its wealthy owner has already been preparations for all the unforeseeable fates of this watch, the possible exception that it might be mistaken for a bomb. Hurt Locker. All that for just to name the achievement. Hurt Locker. Where am I going? Oh, we're here.
So, this...
Look, there's a crowd gathering over there. Is the address starting soon?
Looks like it. Bronya hasn't arrived yet, though. Let's find somewhere to wait.
Rest.
Guards, formation!
Whoa, this must be it!
Citizens of Belobog, I kindly ask for your attention. Lady Bronya Rand's inaugural address will begin shortly. Please remain orderly.
People of Belobog, hear me! Today we gather here to celebrate our victory, but it was a sacrifice made by a mighty guardian that delivered us this opportunity. She dispelled an evil that cost us 700 years of suffering. And in the process, she paid the ultimate price. The sacrifice of Cocolia Rand ushers in a new chapter. The blizzard beyond the walls will die away, and the offensives of our Silvermane guards will begin to contain the Fragmentum's advance. In the far north, I witnessed with my own eyes the struggle between the late Supreme Guardian and the evil power that sought to destroy us. In her last moments, the Supreme Guardian told me her greatest regret. The order to seal off the Underworld from the Overworld. With the passage of time, she gradually came to realize the consequences of that decision. Although tortured with guilt, she could not undo the damage. In her final moments, she wanted us to mark the Stellaron's end by reuniting Belobog. Overworlders and Underworlders must embrace the dawn of a new age. Together. People of the Underworld, I dare not ask for your forgiveness. I now know the reality of your decade of suffering.
Why are they so disinterested? Is it because they know it's a lie?
But I want us to work together. We know that without your perseverance and hard work, Belobog will not recover its former glory. And the seed of civilization will not be preserved.
Like, put the book away for 5 minutes.
And on that note, I'd like to extend my heartfelt gratitude to a few guests of the city. Most of you were not aware of their arrival. But it is thanks to them that our world now flourishes with hope. They made me realize that while we remain focused on preserving the ground beneath our feet, we should not forget to look up into the sky. I firmly believe that with the determination of everyone, our world, the world the Trailblazers call Yarilo 6, will no longer be alone among the stars. But before we accomplish that goal, I humbly ask you to follow me into the future. I, Bronya Rand, the 19th Guardian of Belobog, hereby take my oath.
Lady Bronya! Lady Bronya! Long live Belobog!
Hate the name Belobog.
Bronya, we're back!
March, Don Hung, and you. It's wonderful you made it to the address. Sorry, I know the invitation was very last minute, but I needed to get the news out as soon as possible. The longer people waited, the more rumors started to swirl. The situation risked spinning out of control.
Are you fully recovered?
Yes, I'm fine now, don't worry. My mother... she tried to force the voice of the Stellaron into my head. It was a terrible feeling. I don't know what would have happened if you hadn't shown up.
That was some speech, Bronya. If I had to talk like that in front of a huge crowd, I'd be shaking head to toe.
It was all just a bunch of palatable lies. I hope you never have a similar experience, March.
It's what you do as a leader that matters.
I prefer to be honest with the people. But I also want to preserve their hope.
Don Hung, wanna talk about Mr. Yang's findings?
Well, we've got to now.
Allow me to explain.
Which means the Fragmentum has already taken root by this point. Even though the Stellaron is sealed, we won't be able to reverse the damage immediately.
Sorry, we promised you.
No need for apologies. You've gone out of your way to save this world. You nearly lost your life. I have no right to ask for more. Besides, I agree with Mr. Yang. Ultimately, the fate of Belobog is in the hands of its own people.
The Astral Express will do everything within our power to help.
In that case, as a leader, I must give you a promise of the same weight. We will hold out with everything we have until the day you Trailblazers return. Even if it takes another 700 years, the children of Yarilo 6 will look up to the sky with hope in their hearts. So long, my friends. May the preservation bless your journey.
Congrats! That was one heck of a first trailblazing expedition.
Worth celebrating, I'd say.
On a scale of from 1 to 5, how would you rate this journey?
2.5?
What? That run-of-the-mill, huh?
My scoring criteria are different from yours.
Anyway, we should be asking you. Any thoughts you want to share?
What would a next adventure be like?
Equally unforgettable, I'm sure. Anyway, don't worry about the future. Live in the moment.
Good advice.
Let's go for one more round in the administrative district. I want to take more photos.
Planner ornaments provides the wearer with various special stats. Gains bonus buff if the wearer has a complete set equipped. Oh, the two in the middle. Oh, wrong button. Physical damage boost. Equip. Challenge this simulated universe to obtain planar ornaments. See you there, I think. Yeah, because then her speed as well. Message. Herta said she's got something good for you and wants you to go back to the simulated universe. She's also asked if you blocked her. Why didn't you go see her? She seems excited. Okay. It's all good. She promised not to bully you. Good stuff.
Rania said she's willing to wait 700 years for us. Huh. Here we are! Everwinter Monument! Photo time! Oh, Payla and Hook are here too!
Good idea. Let's show them the photos once we're done.
Wow, so much ice! But it's warm here. Aren't you Overworlders worried it'll melt?
Not at all. It may look like ice, but it's actually a monument carved out of geomeral crystal.
Ah, Geomarrow! It's a shame Daddy isn't here. He'd find a buyer for it and sell it for big bucks.
How do I explain? This particular piece of geomarrow is definitely not for sale.
Hey, have a look. I took a picture of everyone.
A photo? What's that? Hook wants to see it!
I must remind you that taking photos of others without gaining their permission violates Belobog Public Security Ordinance number...
Oh, bore off.
Wait, that's a nice picture, and it's crystal clear.
Wow, photos are awesome! Can Hook have it? You like it? It's yours. A farewell gift from us. Okay, where to next? Oh, we haven't seen Serval since we got back. Let's head to the workshop.
Who's there? Didn't your parents tell you to knock before? It's you three! Oh, come on in! I was just talking to Clara about you.
How have you been, big brother? Miss Serval's workshop is amazing. There are all kinds of things. I like it here a lot.
Miss Serval? Clara is such a well-mannered kid. Meanwhile, the architect's children are still calling me auntie and making me feel old.
Let's take a photo together. Still looking to hire assistants for the workshop?
Hey, that's not your line. We're here to take a photo, remember?
I'm just giving some, job opportunities.
Photo? This feels like one of my fan meetups. Anyway, for you guys, I do autographs for free.
Photo. Oh, I remember. When I was little, Mr. Svarog took a photo for me.
Do you need to see someone official?
Over here, Clara. Want to learn some cool poses?
Be sure to get the feet in. I quite like that actually. Video.
Wow, that's pretty great. I wish the photographers at my shows had your skills.
Huh? Am I really that short? I thought...
You stood next to a massive robot for your entire life. How do you not feel short?
Don't worry. If you eat like Don Hung, you'll be as tall as him one day.
I'll let that slip.
Here, keep it. A little farewell gift from the Astral Express.
Huh? You're leaving so soon? I understand. Well, this photo will always be close to my heart. I'll make a copy for you too, Clara.
Thanks, Mr. Vol. Big Brother, March, Dan Hung. Thanks for taking care of me. Safe travels. If you have time, please come back and visit me and Mr. Svara.
I'd love to.
That's enough sightseeing and photo taking to last me a while. Time to head back to the Goethe Hotel for a good night's sleep.
We can sleep when we're back on the Express.
Not so fast. Last time we were here, that evil Madam Guardian interrupted us before we'd gotten the most out of our luxury suites. Don't you think we should make up for it? Come on. Himeko and Mr. Yang are grown-ups. I'm sure they'll cope without us for one night. Besides, don't you want to chit-chat with the locals now that Belobog is full of life again? I know I do.
Yay!
Come around and have a look.
That's new. You're overwhelmed by a sea of wariness. An engine of creation, Coca-Cola, and ethereal outer space, the gate of the preservation, your fragmented memory of the battle forms a blurry and surreal montage. In the midst of this frantic tapestry of events, you see the moment Coca-Cola perished with the Stellaron. A strange voice speaks to you in a hushed tone. But the voice passes rapidly. You try to recall what you saw in those fleeting moments, but find no trace. All of a sudden you hear it again. A female voice in your ear.
At the end of your journey, all that perplexes you and troubles you will resolve.
A nice outlook on death.
It was a close thing, all right. Good thing it dawned on me. Hey, Sampo doesn't have to be a protagonist, right? The likes of us are better suited to, shadowy comic relief, huh?
Breaking the
Turns
fourth
out
wall.
The Astral Express crew is more fun than I expected. You liked it? Really? Told you so. No, I'm in no hurry to leave. What? Oh, Epsilon? What fun can you get out of a giant Vanity Fair like that? True happiness always entails the manifestation of the dignity of mankind. Now, that's a quote I live by. Well, bye for now. Send my regards to the guys and girls in the tavern. Oh, and don't forget to say that Sempo Kasky will catch them for the next one. Time to make my curtain call. To you, my dear audience, I dedicate my performance. I wonder, did I bring a little more joy into your lives?
You definitely did.
You don't have to answer that, but if the answer is no, then you'll break my heart.
We don't want to do that.
We should be getting back to the Express. Time.
How was your rest? Pom-Pom has completed a routine pre-departure inspection, so their Nameless is ready to move on to the next world. Come back to the Express when you've tied up all loose. Alright, you must have so many questions about the final battle with the Supreme Guardian of Belobog. Well, and I made some simple analysis that might help shed some light on it for you. We'll start preparations now.
To find March and Don Hung.
Morning! How did you sleep? I'm full of energy myself.
I'm full of energy myself. I dreamed about Sam.
You poor thing! I'll go check the lunar calendar. Today might be unlucky.
Did you get Himiko's message? It's time to go. The conductor will nag us again if we put the express behind schedule.
Yeah. Well, pack your souvenirs and stuff. Back home we go.
There's a book. There's a book. There was other areas here.
Come around and have a look.
It's in a shop here. Achieved. Simulated universe. Okay, we'll do that tomorrow.
Here we are at last. It's sad to say goodbye.
Nothing lasts forever. You'll stop feeling sad the moment you set foot on the express.
Hey, I'm not that heartless, you know.
Leave Gerald and return to the express.
Priorities? What do you mean? Are you saying rebuilding the Underworld isn't one of your priorities?
Of course not. I'm just saying we have limited assets and we need new parameters.
Assets, parameters. You sure love your fancy words. Forget it. Leave it to me. I'll go down myself.
Come on, Seela. I won't leave you to—
Look, Branya! There'll be plenty of difficulties waiting for them, right?
Yes. Their future is filled with even more uncertainty than ours. But we will prevail here, even if it means arguments like this go on forever.
They won't go on forever if I win them.
Welcome home, you three.
Himeko, Mr. Yang! Team Trailblaze back from duty. Mission 1 accomplished.
Although Welt and I didn't get the chance to go with you, I can tell you worked hard to bring things back to normal. Well done, everybody. And especially you. I heard a lot of good things about you.
I'm a pretty great guy.
I'd say it's a solid 5 stars.
Hey.
Get some rest on the express. Eurilo 6 was not an easy ride. Pom-Pom is of the opinion that we should leave as soon as possible to avoid potential resurgences of the anomalies we experienced earlier. Himeko and I agree.
Which means we need to decide where our next destination is, soon.
That's right.
That's the path of the Nameless, I presume. Always on the road, always trailblazing. I'm not complaining, by the way. One adventure after another, that's exactly what I signed up for.
Looks like March has fallen in love with the way of the Nameless. That's good to hear. You can head back to your rooms for some rest, or stay here and make yourselves a cup of coffee, whichever you like.
I'll head back to my room then.
There I was thinking this guy would gradually open up.
We need to give him some time, March. I think he treasures the time spent with you guys. About your battle against the Supreme Guardian and the whole Stellaron situation, you must have a lot of unanswered questions, I suppose. While you were away, Welt and I did some research and came to some interesting conclusions. Let me know if you want to ask about anything.
Home sweet home. Mr. Yang and Himeko must be bored given how long our train had to stay here. Where's our next stop? I can't wait!
Shh. Checking star rail stability. Pom-Pom needs to focus.
Plasma Trailblaze level. Mission guide. Go to the corridor of Fading Echoes and complete the trial of the Equilibrium. The Arbitrator's trial is here once again. You are already well aware of its content, format, pros and cons, aren't you? Go on then, for the sake of Equilibrium. Think. Right, until tomorrow, see you guys later.